to help save the earth for our children. And to some degree, what's been profound to me in this time here is about not only the explorers that are in this room, but those explorers that are not in the room. I sat there and watched that video. Was profoundly moved and inspired by two people that I've never met. So Mike and Andrew Count. So thank you for sharing that, because their legacy is the kind of thing that strengthens me. And so having said that, when asked to speak about, understand the power of one, you can see it in the Andrew, you can see it in the Mike, and again, this is not about out of humility, it's just out of respect. The true navigator, the one that's not in the room, the one that passed away on July 12, 2010, the one that was rescued in Hawaiian culture from going down the road. We understand what extinction feels like, culturally. When it's beaten out of you by school teachers and it's taken away from you by the larger society, that when your children in Hawaii or in the Pacific find themselves second grade, die younger, less educated. The ones that are more sick in their own home. That Hopolea, this Voyaging Canoe that the majority of you don't know, was really launched by extraordinary pioneers, mentors, visionaries before me. So not out of humility, but out of respect to them, permit me to bring them into the room. There were artists, 5 people, an astronaut, an artist, a lifeguard, my father, and the great master navigator, Maupie'aluk. Comes from an island you might not know. It's in the Western Carolinas. It's a mile long, half-mile wide, highest soil is 8 feet. Power of one. Maupie'aluk, the island's called Satawal, and it's unrecognized by the millions on the planet. But for us, that was our school. Maupie'aluk did 2 things for Pacific Islanders. He came to Hawaii as the only navigator that we would know that could do 2 things. Sail Hopolea to Tahiti in 1976. First voyage in 600 years, back to the homeland of our ancestors. And had the genius enough, and the brilliance, and the insight, and the vision to be our teacher for 3 decades. So, in acceptance to this kind of prestige and recognition of this award, you need to know that I'm not the navigator. I'm a student of great teachers. And that in the end, the reason why I'm privileged to be here is that Mao taught us, is that we were like children, take us by the hand and pull us through a window of time into the old ocean. But in doing so, that whole ocean became the mirror of us to look at the responsibilities of tomorrow. And that cultural justice, social justice, and environmental justice are the same thing. That Mao has taken us to know that ocean in a way that ultimately, in the end, he took us to a place where we had a deep sense of recognition of the value of the ocean. But in that recognition becomes a great responsibility to do something about what we all know today, to Sylvia's point. We know where we come from, we know where we are, and we know what we must do for exactly what you said, to the power of one. I have, my 2 little children are 46 months old and 17 days. And I gotta go home. And they're not here, but they should be. It's all about them in the end. Everything that we do, to me, is, in the end, it's exactly what you said, Marcus. It's about our children, and that the lessons that Maupie'aluk brought to us to bring dignity and honor and respect to traditions, help children to look back and know who they are by knowing where they came from. And if that place that they come from is a place of dignity and pride, they will grow up healthy. Things have changed in Hawaii. New navigators that are in the 20s that are native Hawaiian today. One of them is an engineer, speaks 4.5 languages. She's Olelo Hawaii. She's graduate commitment schools, and she's powerful. That is because we changed education, not me, but those that came before me. So it was my responsibility and privilege to speak about the power of one. Can I just remind you of that name, Master Navigator Maupia, because he truly, in the world of the Pacific, has been transformational completely by himself and by his heritage behind him. And with that, I thank you for at least listening to his name. Mahalo.